So about 8 months ago, I did a video about silt fence and survey stakes. And as you can see, our silt fence is still holding nice and strong. And my guess is Jake is gonna do a cut back to that video right about now. But like I said, about 8 months later, after this silt fence was installed, we have a finished product minus exterior paint and stain. So let's go take a look at it and we'll talk about our process of building this house. All right, guys, so welcome to our new home. And the next thing I wanted to talk about was the planning phase. So this is what Aaron and I did before we came up with our final blueprints, which we have right here. So Aaron went on Pinterest. Basically, I relied on Google searches. I had some other ideas that I wanted from when I was a kid to add into this home. And we had a hard budget. So we made sure that we were kind of sticking within all of those parameters as well. We also factored in how the land laid out. So there was, certain angles we wanted with sunlight and stuff like that, as well as not having the house be the main focal point of our lot. So we have over 3 acres and we want to do a prairie restoration. So when we designed the house, how it would sit, how it would feel, we kept that in mind, actually probably top of mind when we were planning everything. So once we had all of our ideas down, we met with UBuildIt. They had some prior plans that they used in some of their new construction, and we basically morphed them together. And so what the end result was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath layout, and it's just under 1,400 square foot. So in the town of Jackson, you have to have a minimum of 1,200 square feet. So we were well over that. And then in the basement, we set it up for a 4th bedroom and a 3rd bathroom. So when it's all said and done, when we're done tweaking everything and filling everything in, which will come at a later date, we will end up with about a 2,000 square foot house, 4-bedroom, 3-bath. So we're gonna go take a quick tour around everything, so follow me. So I hope you enjoyed the quick tour of our new home. There's 2 things I wanted to leave you with before I ended this video, and the first one is budget. So when it came to budget, our budget was $450,000. We looked at homes that were already on the market, and then we also were looking at building at the same time. While keeping an eye on the market, we just were not finding what we thought was a good home for us. We could find homes in the city, a 1/10 of an acre lot, a 1/4 of an acre lot. It just didn't seem right. And we were going to be spending the same amount of money. So we always were kind of leaning towards the new construction route. And we already had the land. We bought this land in December of 2022. And we actually tried to build our own home being self-general contractors. We sent out the plans for a couple of bids. And I think before we even got to the finish work, we were already over our budget. So that blew that up. We had to go way back to the drawing board, and we did. We like I said, we looked at Pinterest, we looked at Google, I made my own floor plans, but when it ultimately came down to looking to build, we did need somebody to help us through that. So we reached out to UBuildIt. They took what we had, we gave them our budget and the parameters, and they gave us ideas to make things, cost effective. We could save a little money here, save a little money there. And when it was all said and done, we were actually $20,000 under what we wanted to spend. So it was super important to us to, have that partner help us do all of that. Especially with like a new construction, like I was gonna general it myself, but what I found out really, really quickly is you gotta have a partner to be able to really get where you wanna go. And we could have bought an existing home and put a bunch of money into it, but at the end of the day, we wanted something new, we wanted something fresh, and that led us to the new construction route. And at the end of the day, like I said, we were within our budget, actually a little bit under, so everything worked out for us. So the second and last thing I wanted to mention was timeline. Now, a lot of people get stuck with, oh, it takes a long time to build. There's all these delays. You got to do all this prep work and stuff like that. I have clients that are still looking for properties, and they've been looking for over 2 years. So by the time we broke ground and are going to be moving into our new home, we're already done and those people are still looking. Not saying that's the wrong way to go. It's just, if you are looking for an existing home right now, there are delays on that end as well. And you still have to, get your financing in order. You still have to wait for closing, which can be another, 30 to 60 days after you get an accepted offer. So we broke ground shortly after Labor Day, and about 8 to 9 months later, we're pretty much ready to move in. We just got our occupancy a couple of days ago, so we can legally live here now. Now we're just in the process of moving everything in and, putting finishing touches on everything. So the timeline wasn't that much different than people looking to buy an existing home. And we were ready to get out of our apartment. And so we were chomping at the bit to get out.
Get me out of here, please.
So yeah, an existing home that's already there that we could move into within 30, 60 days was very appealing. But the problem was finding that home that was going to be good for us. And so even this house isn't 100% perfect. There's an existing house out there somewhere that's not going to be 100% perfect, but it's probably between 80 and 90% perfect, which was good enough for us. It got us established. This will be a house that we can grow into, and then eventually we'll sell it, or we'll probably turn it into a rental. Being a guy that likes to have investment properties, we'll use this to be an investment property or rental property, leapfrog us into a bigger house, eventually hopefully with some more acreage. We got 3 acres now, but I always want more acreage anyways because I'm a land guy.
I want more.
But the timeline actually worked in our favor to do new construction versus find an existing home. So that's why I think people should really consider buying land, doing new construction. Within a year, you can probably have the house that you wanted, from land acquisition, design phase, breaking ground, all the finishing touches and moving in. I think you could have it done realistically in a year, and that might just be a lot faster than looking at existing homes. So if you want to get started on your land acquisition, land search, even just come through our home. I've shared this home with a couple of clients before that we're looking to build. My door is always open. Just reach out to me. We can set up a time for you to come through and see what we did, and hopefully that's an inspiration for you to take action on what you want. So thanks for checking out this video, and we'll see you in the next one.